AIRCLIPS.com.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of the AirClips Ultimate Cockpit Movies. I'm here at the Dubai Air Show 2021 and I'm very thankful to our host, Captain Ibrahim Koshi, the CEO of Saudia Airlines today.
Pleasure to have you here, Patrick, at the Dubai Air Show, and very exciting time here in Dubai.
We have a long-standing partnership with Saudia Airlines, very thankful for that. And today we are looking at a fantastic new cockpit movie with Captain Kristin and her crew from Nairobi into the cargo hub of Saudia Airlines in Liege, Belgium. The cargo flights, just for me to understand, they're operated, basically your own flights would be operated under the Saudia mainline AOC, and then there is a cargo operating branch?
Yes, so they're, as a business unit, as a business entity, they stand alone with their own management and strategic business unit for Saudia. But Saudi Arabian Airlines, under our AOC, we operate the aircraft for them. So there's a synergy on the teams here between the cargo and Saudi Arabian Airlines.
But in this particular case, again, it's something different because now we're looking at a 747-400 and that one is operated by a different airline, Air Atlanta, right?
Correct, and that's where Saudia Cargo gets additional freighter capacity.
Under the AOC and employment of Air Atlanta Icelandic, Captain Kristin is going to fly us today, which is something that I'm particularly looking forward to. I think I've heard that within the Saudia group, you already have the first female pilots as well, but not in Saudia yet, or what is the situation?
There are female pilots in the Saudia group, but under the fligt low-cost carrier brand. So yes, there is people in the pipeline, and there will very likely be more.
Super nice. So, but for now, guys, I'm really looking forward. Let's go to Kenya, let's go to Nairobi. When I was talking to Air Atlanta Icelandic, I was looking forward to the 747, and I was asking to get a real mothership captain. There might have been a little misunderstanding with that, but a great one. Look forward to a brilliant crew down in Nairobi right now. Thank you very much, Captain Ibrahim.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for making this possible.
Thanks again.
Hi to all of you AirClips fans. My name is Kristin Maria. I'm the captain of tonight's flight from Nairobi, Kenya to Liege, Belgium. This is a flight operated for Saudia, but two of us are Air Atlanta Icelandic crew. Air Atlanta is an ACMI operator who rents out both the aircraft, crew and maintenance. Tonight's flight is a cargo flight of about 7.5 hours. We are partially augmented tonight, but unfortunately we cannot use it to extend our duty time, nor can we be relieved from our flight duties. This freelancer here is just here along for the ride, and this is going to be my last flight before I'm grounded. And so I'm going to be pilot flying. And my colleague here and friend to many years, Binni, is going to introduce himself.
Yeah, hello everyone and good morning. My name is Brynjólfur Gíslason, and like Kristin Maria, I'm from Iceland, and everybody calls me Binni, and I will be the pilot monitoring. That is, I will be doing the supporting role of the flight, talking on the radio, and doing basically whatever the captain and pilot flying, in this case, asks me. So I hope you will enjoy the ride.
Okay guys, see you in the flight deck for the setup, and hope you have a nice flight with us. Hi you guys again. Welcome on board the flight deck. Usually we start out by taking out the aircraft journey and technical log to see if the aircraft can be acceptable, and if there are any defects, the pilot who does the walkaround is need to look out for. So if we just check here the DMIs, let's see. So yeah, the engine fan inlet sign of oil leak after shutdown within limits, and engine 2 fan inlet sign of oil leak after shutdown within limits, right hand local lighting up. That's it. So you're good to go. I'll set the park brake for you and the lights are on. Okay? And then I usually go as well and check for the that the service check has been completed, the transit check, yeah, that one is good. And then, okay. Then I go ahead, take out the initial cockpit preparation checklist. This is a silent checklist, but I'll read it out for you guys. Battery switch, that is on. Standby power selector is in auto. Hydraulic pump, demand pumps are off. Alternate flap and gear selector, which is just here. Alternate flap is off. Gear lever is down. Flap position and flap lever, we don't have any indication that the flaps are down. So that agrees. Electrical power, we have the APU running. IRS mode selectors, I'll put them here to nav. Circuit breakers, so I have to move this seat here. So for the circuit breaker panel, I check here that all the breakers are in. Nothing has popped out. Or if there would be a DMI, that would be consistent with the DMI. All of these are okay. And then we have another circuit breaker panel here. Yeah. That's all good. Maintenance panel has been checked.
All right, now my next thing to do will be to do the exterior inspection. So I invite you to come along. As you saw already, we had a look at the technical record of the aircraft with Kristin to get heads up on what to look for. And please join me for what we call the walkaround. Alright guys, so here we are outside the aircraft again, and for the exterior inspection we will need the high-vis vest, of course, because we are outside of the ramp, and a flashlight. And then how do we do this exterior inspection? Yes, we follow what the company calls normal procedures. So let's go. So first of all, we want to see that the outside area, the skin of the aircraft is intact with no dents and of course no parts missing. We look at the static ports, that they are free and clear from obstructions. This little hole here, which is a backup for the cooling of the electrical equipment. Another little hole that we see here, which is a part of the pressurization system. This is all clear and free. And then the inlet for the instruments.
And emergency equipment. We have the life vest here at the back of the seat. We have the oxygen mask test here. This one. And then for the oxygen mask in front, we'll do that separately later on. This is the escape hatch. Usually we check that it's completely locked. Sometimes we open it if it's very hot weather outside and we need some air in, since we can't open up the windows. I check out the oxygen, the crash hacks. We have this fire bag in case of our electronic iPads catch on fire, so we can stow them in here. And we have the fire gloves. And here I check that the escape rails, they are all within the correct dates, not expired. And with these, there are these special panties that we put on and to exit through the escape hatch. Here's the oxygen mask. It's within date.
And then we go in front of the aircraft. And we have a look at the windshield wipers, that they are above their latch. The diverter strips on the radome or the nose of the aircraft. This looks all good, with no damages visible. Again, the inlets for the instruments. Here we have a little angle of attack vane measurement also. Then we'll have a look at the wheels, the tires, with no damages. And we want to see the bolts in the rims, and of course the little cap on the for the air vent. And the lenses for the lights intact and clean. We'll have a look into the wheel well to see that the pins have been removed. This looks all good.
So then I can start setting up for the display. I start up here comparing the flight plan I got sent through Aviobook. There we have the basic information about the aircraft. This is a flight number 3862, Nairobi to Liege. It's computed in kilograms. Saudia 948 is our call sign. Standard departure time is at 3:50, which is in about 50 minutes, 17th of October. Alpha Mike Bravo, which is checked. And we have Pratt & Whitney engines for today, which we can see here. The aircraft fuel bias is 6%. We have it here at 5%. The reason for the 6% is that they add 1% for temperature sensitive cargo, which that means we need to keep all packs in high flow to be able to put down the temperature in all compartments.
Again, there's no damages, all looking good. The static port clear and free. And this is always the same routine, the same route that we walk around the aircraft. Here we have a little alignment stripe, which should be aligned not more than half out of line. So this looks all good. All the hatches closed. No significant oil leaks or anything spilled. Then we have a look at the cowling inlet. There's no damages, and the fan plates as well, and the spinner. And another alignment stripe. Then we continue further towards the end of the wing. Same here for engine number 4. All the hatches closed and latched. Also, we check the ramp surface for any foreign objects because we don't want to suck into the engines. And then we continue further. You see the nav lights are working. And then we have these static discharges at the trailing edges of the surfaces. We should have 21 on the wings on each side. Here we have the fuel jettison tube. Then we'll have again a look at the wheels and the tires.
And I activate this one. It's gonna then transfers all the data into the ACARS here. So 948 is the flight number, 17th, Nairobi to Liege. Standard time of departure is 0350 and time en route is 7 hours and 32 minutes. Now by sending this, it sends all the information to the dispatch in Iceland, and then I can upload the flight plan from the FMS via data link. Okay, and request sent, and now it's just a waiting game for it to come in.
And at the back as well, it's all looking good. Gear pins removed. Same for the body gear. Tires are looking good, no leaks around the brake lines. And then we continue further back towards the tail. Here we have the outflow valves. Should indicate fully open. On the stabilizer, you should have 9 of those static discharges, 8 up there on the tail. The tail surfaces are looking good, no damages. And the left outflow valve as well.
Usually here out of Nairobi we are quite performance limited due to the high elevation, which is about 5,300 feet or so. and usually it's quite high temperature. It's early in the morning, so it's still cool, so we should be fine for today. Sometimes we have a reclearance flight plan, which we don't have today, and with the reclearance flight plan we can get away with taking off with slightly less fuel, so we can take a little bit more cargo. We can explain better in cruise what that means if you like, but for now I'm just gonna review what we have here. Okay, route 1 uplink ready, so now I load the flight plan. I can check it here on route page, and I check it against the flight plan I have here. Okay, all is correct. I have to do activate and execute, and I start my preparation. The cost index for today is 50. The set of step size is going to be 2000. Initial flight level is going to be flight level 300. I asked for 104,000 kilograms of fuel, and our reserve fuel is going to be 9.3. Nairobi, runway 06, and go to departure arrival, runway 06.
Again for the tires and the brake lines, no leaks, no damages. And we also want to see that the gear struts are not fully compressed. This all looks good. And the wheel well as well. And then we continue towards the wingtip. All hatches closed and secured. No foreign objects on the ramp. Fan blades are looking good. Spin is secure. We also have a look at the thrust reversal panels on the inside of the cowling. And then the leading edge flap. Alignment strip again.
There's no speed restriction for that part, but we are at a high altitude. Air Atlanta procedures are usually 250 below 10,000. And we are going to be quite heavy, so I might have to keep the speed down for the turn to be able to complete the turn before retracting the flaps fully. So Liege. So the great circle distance is about 3,500 nautical miles. So the flight plan in the box is similar to what I have on the electronic flight plan. And for the route, it's 6,051. Here we only have 6,014. That's because I haven't set in any arrival for Liege. Let me see here the weather. So Liege, we're gonna have approximately 170 at 4, Cav OK. To the left in Liege. And on the flight plan, they put us they gave us Olno 5 X-ray, which I might just put in, and then I will upload it and correct it if it's incorrect when we get closer and have the newest weather. So now we should have something similar, 3,631 miles, and here I have 3,651. So yeah, that's pretty good, I would say.
And that is this little green dot here, which protects the a part of the oxygen system of the aircraft, and it should be showing green there. I think I forgot to mention that one. Otherwise, the aircraft looks good and the area clear. And now we'll go on the inside and see what we can find there. Now, the next thing to do, because it appears like the loading is completed, we will have, all right, that is confirmed. And in that case, we are going to have a look around and walk around the loading and see from our side if we are happy with everything. Today we are carrying mostly flowers, maybe some fruits. And basically what we want to see is that the stack of these pallets and these boxes are all secure within the nets, preferably not touching the inside surface of the aircraft. And that the locks for the pallets are in place on the floor. Crossing over here, we can have a look on the right side. Everything looks good. And now, since we have done the check on the cargo, I will go to the upper deck and we'll have a look at the safety equipment.
So, loading complete. So now what Binni is doing, he's taking pictures of all the documents and they get sent home to Iceland before departure.
So I have completed my setup. I have reviewed the routing. I finished setting up the last data for the AIRCLIPS
Okay,
and
fantastic.
requested the winds.
Yes. Yeah, thanks. I forgot about that. So, if you're ready for a briefing.
Yes.
So, this is going to be a left-hand seat takeoff, runway 06 from Nairobi. We are here at the cargo apron, so it's going to be a very short taxi over to Golf and Kilo to hold short 06. I put in departure on chart 10-3 Kilo, effective 20th of May 21.
Check.
Kamas 1 Whiskey departure, which if you can check in the box is intercept November Victor radial 053 when passing flight level 100 or 25 nautical miles November Victor. Direct to November Victor radial 004 at 45 DME. Proceed to 45 DME November Victor, 324 degrees track to 119er DME November Victor, intercept November Victor radial 337 to Kamas.
Checked.
Yeah? Okay, MSA is quite, not so high, but in our sector is 8,100. And then we have to bear in mind that we have these two high terrains here on either side of us. That's why I chose Whiskey instead of Kamas 1 Yankee. We are quite heavy today, so we might have to keep flaps 1 or 5 for the turn. We'll just see where we'll be at, since we won't have the speed to have flaps up plus 20 before the turn. So weather and route was quite okay as far as I could see. Liege as well. We're not expecting any severe turbulence or nothing like that. Should be a pretty smooth ride. Aircraft status, there's actually nothing affecting us today. There was just minor things you checked for the walkaround and all was okay. For the performance, we are 374 tons.
Checked.
And I put in here Alpha Mike Bravo, Nairobi, runway 06. Intersection full runway, condition dry, wind 090 at 5, outside air temperature 15, QNH 1020. Then we have the rating optimum, flaps optimum, 3 packs on, anti-as off, improved climb yes, and APU off.
Checked.
That's going to give us a flap 20 takeoff with acceleration height of 970.
Check.
It's going to be a full takeoff with speeds of 153, 169, 179. You
Agree.
confirm? Okay, fantastic. So if we go ahead for the emergency briefing, basically any malfunction prior to 80 knots, we stop. After 80 and before V1, we stop for any fire, engine failure, predicted wind shear warning, takeoff config warning, or a clear indication the aircraft is unsafe or unable to fly. In which case I will call stop, simultaneously close the thrust levers, disconnect the auto throttle, manually raise the speed brake and apply symmetrical reverse thrust. You will monitor the deceleration, call out any abnormalities, call me 80 knots, 60 knots decelerating, and then advise the tower we are stopping on runway 06. We have Patrick in the back and Ed, the loadmaster, so I will call, once we are completely stopped on the runway, I'll call cabin crew standby, cabin crew standby. We assess the situation, we decide on further actions. You might have to carry out applicable memory items without confirmation. And at that time we can decide if we can taxi off, we need a tow off, or worst case if we need to evacuate. So after V1 we continue, there are no action before 400 feet except gear up, silence the bell. At 400 feet I will select heading select bank 15. You will state the failure I will call out applicable memory items. We carry on. Today there is no emergency turn.
Check.
So we just continue straight ahead. Our engine out acceleration height is 6,300 feet.
Set.
And yeah, we decide if we can come back or if we need to or can continue. We are quite heavy today, so if we need to return back for some reason, we need to jettison about 70 tons of fuel. But of course, in case of fire, we just come in and do an overhead landing. I would prefer taking a turn to the right and ask for holding or vectors or something in that direction with a lower terrain. Yeah, if I'm not forgetting anything or something you want to add.
QNH 1020, latest.
Yes, checked.
And for the temperature sensitive cargo, we may have to consider raising the temperatures to avoid false fire warnings.
Fantastic.
Otherwise, all understood, no questions.
Okay, fantastic. So we can do the before start checklist to the line.
Before start takes down to the line. Pins and covers.
Removed.
Upper deck doors.
Not applicable.
Oxygen.
Set.
Set. Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. Altimeters.
Set 1020 cross-checked.
Fuel quantity.
We have 103,600 kilograms balanced.
Park brake.
Set.
Fuel control switches.
Cut off.
Auto brakes.
RTO.
Passenger signs.
Are on.
Briefing.
Complete.
Before start complete down to the line.
Okay. So let's do the numbers. I've already executed the winds. Let me just one before we go up. Forecast load. Yes.
Cost index is 90.
Thank you. And the reserve 9.3.
Yep.
Okay. Zero fuel weight.
Zero fuel weight is 271.7.
Okay, that gives us a takeoff weight of 373.9.
We've got 374.3.
370. Yeah, 373.9.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we have slightly less fuel than he calculates here, so that is. Okay, we set full takeoff.
Yes.
No assumed.
Yes.
So go to takeoff page. So flaps 20 confirm.
Check.
You're happy with 1,000?
Yes.
Okay. And engine out
970.
970. CG
CG is 26.
26 and speeds gives us 5.5 nose up.
Check. Speeds V1 153.
153.
VR 169. V2 179.
179.
179.
179 El Navina. So before start procedure.
Before start procedure. Center is empty, center pumps are off.
Okay, fantastic.
The recall.
Yes, checked. Okay, if we request, since we don't get clearance on gates, I will request just push and start.
Yeah, we'll start by asking the tower for startup clearance, and he will direct us to apron for the pushback.
For pushback, yeah.
Nairobi Tower, hello again from Saudia 948 Heavy. We are at stand Foxtrot 4, QNH 1020, POB 4, fuel endurance 8 hours 50 minutes, requesting startup, destination Liege. Startup approved, flight level 300 and squawk 1357 Saudia 948. Gammas 1 whiskey.
Copy, respect command 1 whiskey and 121.6 for pushback.
1357 checked.
Expect the Camas 1 whiskey and we'll call 1216 for pushback, Saudia 948. 1357 set for the squawk.
Checked.
Pushback.
Yes, please.
Nairobi apron, good morning from Saudia 948.
948.
Yes sir, we have started clearance from the tower, stand Foxtrot 4, request pushback.
Your destination, crew and payload.
Destination crew.
Destination is Liege, POB 4 crew and payload 110 tons, Saudia 948.
Confirm 110 ton.
F1.
Clear push.
Clear to push, Saudia 948.
Okay, below line.
So, below the line, mobile devices.
Off.
Off, C2 pre-flight.
Complete set.
Demand pump 4.
Aux.
Demand pump 1, 2 and 3.
Auto.
Packs.
2 and 3 are off.
Trim.
5.5, 0 and 0.
Beacon.
Both.
Transponder.
Is allt, já, allt on.
B for start text complete.
Fantastic. Ground from flight deck.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes sir, we have been cleared push and start. Stand by on brakes.
Okay, release power brake.
Park brake released. Time 5-4.
5-4 Cockpit and stand by for start. I'll let you know.
Thank you, standing by.
Maybe since we have time, we should have a look at the temperature downstairs. If we want to adjust that.
Yeah,
If
you said let's put it up to 20.
Okay, clear now to start in sequence.
Thank you. Start sequence 4, 3, 2 and 1. Starting 4.
Clear to start.
Checked. Herðu, manual start. Start engine 4.
Starting engine 4.
End of push, set the power brake on.
Park brake set. Starting 3.
Clear to start.
Okay, start engine 3. So we have the duct pressure is okay. We're waiting for the max motoring. It's around 24, 25. So fuel on. We have the fuel flow. EGT, the light up should be coming now. Then we have N1 rotation. The oil pressure is rising as well. Then we wait for the engine to stabilize. Be on a lookout for a hot or a hung start. Starting 2.
Clear to start.
Okay, start 2. So from the time I put the fuel switch to run, till it was stabilized. It took about 45 seconds. The Pratt & Whitney engines are quite slower than a General Electric. Alright. Starting 1.
Clear to start.
Okay, start engine 1. Okay, after start procedure, checked.
Cancel.
We're gonna do a
Recall.
takeoff with packs on. Yes.
Recall.
Recall checked. Okay, sir, we have 4 good starts. You may disconnect. Show me hand signals on the right side, please, and have a nice day.
Okay, bye-bye. Have a nice flight. I'll be on your right-hand side.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So, I'm with you on the intercom.
On the intercom, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Alright, I have a hand signal and pin inside.
Fantastic. Okay, let's do the after start checklist.
After start checklist, APU,
Off.
anti-ice,
Off.
recall,
Checked.
ground equipment,
Clear.
clear right, transponder.
Is allt on.
After start checklist is complete.
Okay, flight controls. Now the fitness test. See if I can still be here. Ah, I pass. Alright, follow me on the rudder. Left. And right.
Controls are verified.
Alright, so let's have flaps 20 please. And since we have a short taxi, we can just ask for clearance before we taxi.
Flaps 20.
Checked.
Nairobi Tower again from Saudia 948.
Saudia 948, confirm.
Affirm, requesting ATC clearance.
Saudia 948, to taxi the Golf Kilo to the holding point runway 06, stand by for ATC.
Taxi via Golf Kilo, holding point runway 06 and standing by for ATC clearance Saudia 948.
Okay, clear. Clear left.
Clear right, taxi as breathed.
Taxi is breathed, checked. Are we all clear on the
Clear right.
checked? So she said Golf Kilo hold short 06, confirm?
Affirm. Kilo is identified, next left, clear right.
Checked, clear left.
Saudia 948, you're clear to Liege, flight level 180, request level change en route via Navex 2 Delta departure.
Clear to destination Liege, flight level 180, level change en route and requesting Kamas 1 Whiskey departure. Standby.
I'm just going to taxi here and stop.
Clear
and
right.
if you can set it up for me to see how it looks. So runway 06, we should be well clear from anyone to enter from behind. So I will.
Initially flight level 180 is checked.
Yes, and she said what? Navax to Delta.
It's 10-3
Max
echo.
climb rate 3.3%. So it's gonna be.
Yeah, from Saudia 948. Just to confirm with you, to expect the Navex 2 Delta RNAV.
AFM Navex 2 Delta, confirm able to comply to it.
Give us 1 minute, please.
Roger. There is 180 to request high en route via Navex 2 Delta departure.
So she wants us. They want us to turn straightly after to November Victor, then direct Kamas. So let me see. But they say November Victor at flight level 100. And with a right turn.
Shall we put it in the system and
Yeah.
see what it says? So I put in runway 06.
10,000.
And the Navex 2 Delta, if you agree.
So if we put 10,000 in the OPT, yes, sorry, Navex to Delta, checked.
Saudia 948,
Standby.
06, okay.
Speeds are in there still.
Still in here, but let's check them. So Navex, it gives us here minimum gradient 3, average gradient 4.6 if I put in 10,000 with thrust reduction at 10,000 and acceleration at 1,000. So can you confirm it for me as well? They say we need a minimum of 3.3%.
And you run it through the OPT.
Yeah, can you double check it though? We're supposed to take a right turn, so it's like a 360 circle over November Victor, and then direct Kamas and Keymet.
Average gradient 4.6.
Okay,
So, yes,
so we agree.
I say very good.
Okay, so we can do it if you can connect just November Victor and Kamas, and then we
So-
should be fine.
So the routing should be November Victor to Kamas.
Okay, so the amended briefing is going to be Navex to Delta departure, initial flight level 180.
Check.
We're going to make our right 360 turn over November Victor, and then proceed to Kamas.
Check.
El Navina is selected, speeds are the same, nothing changed than a book, and we have the good gradient to climb.
So I'll execute it.
Yes, thank you.
And I tell her we're able.
Affirm.
Saudia 948, we are able the Navex 2 Delta departure.
Saudia 948, copy the full clearance, flight level 180 to request high en route via the Navex 2 Delta departure.
Climb flight level 180, level change en route, Navex 2 Delta departure, Saudia 948.
80 back is correct.
Okay, and checklist below the line. Before takeoff checklist, sorry.
Before takeoff checklist, flaps,
20 cross-checked.
flight controls,
Checked.
takeoff briefing,
Reviewed.
cabin.
Secure.
Before takeoff checklist, complete down to the line.
Okay, and we are fully ready.
Saudia 948, ready for departure.
Saudia 948, the wind 15002, runway 06, clear for takeoff.
Clear to takeoff runway 06 Saudia 948.
So, I have lights are on, I go on weather, clock is rolling, and final items and checklist below the line.
Cabin crew, take your seats.
And we are clear left.
Clear, right runway is clear.
Approach is clear.
Below the line, PAX.
PAX are 1, 2, 3 norm.
Transponder.
TARA.
Before take checklist is complete.
You ready for rolling?
Affirm.
The wind is slightly from the left, you agree? Wind socket is just over there. Can you see it? Next to this mast.
I agree.
Okay. So, clock is rolling, set first.
Thrust set. $80 knots.
Checked.
V1. Rotate. Procedure.
Gear up.
Gear up.
So it's going to be a right turn. If we can adjust the heading back.
Saudia 948 122.3, good day.
122.3, good day, Saudia 948. Departure, hello from Saudia 948 on the Navex to Delta departure, climbing flight level 180.
Flaps 10.
Speed check.
Saudia 948 identified on departure, continue climb level 180.
Continue climb flight level 180, Saudia 948.
Flaps 5.
Speed it.
Let's keep the flaps at least at 1.
Checked. That's fine.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps.
So can you ask if we are clear to proceed even though we're not above 10,000? Or if you want us to make another turn?
Yeah, from Saudia 948, approaching November Victor. We are passing 8,500. Confirm we may proceed on the route.
Saudia 948, fly direct position Antax.
Direct position Antax, Saudia 948.
Okay,
Antax direct. Confirm Mexico.
Let's see. Affirm. So
Transition.
set standard.
Direct standard set.
Put the standby as well. And flaps up.
Speed check. Flaps.
Chat. ECS page. Lights off, please. And do you agree we can put the seatbelt signs off?
Agree. Seatbelts to auto. And we raise the fix for you.
Yes, thank you.
And the nav rad is tilt.
Seems to be nice and stable and trim. Do you agree?
I agree.
Select left autopilot.
Left autopilot selected in command.
Checked.
I've seen that with many pilots on every flight, almost like what you just did with your right hand when the auto throttle goes to the front, that you kind of,
Yeah,
want to make
instead
sure
of keeping my hands like this, I just follow it just to make sure.
both of us just for feeling any malfunction or doing the wrong movement or something?
Yeah, you just want to monitor that it's when you reach your altitude, it's gonna drag down the power.
Okay.
And you monitor it from here, and then so you should actually follow the auto throttle movements, but you don't maybe necessarily need to keep your hands here.
Okay.
But just, I don't know, just visualizing it kind of
Okay.
helps a little bit just to follow it along.
Interesting.
But you can see now that they are not really
True.
aligned.
True.
But still, this is how it computes it to be synchronized.
Okay.
So you
Interesting.
can see here the
Yeah.
the power is pretty much the same,
But
even though it's.
One is further
If I would
out.
take 1 towards 4, it would drop down.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah. And Patrick, above you, there's a switch we call Lucifer. Yes, if it goes all the way down to your left, it should say both.
Yep.
Then we put on the cooling for the lower forward and aft cargo compartments.
Okay, so I go for it.
Yes, please. Okay.
Right switch.
And this one is set, and now we just need to set the main deck. Set 2 to 8 degrees. We can just put them all at
Wow.
down.
2 to 8.
Yeah, it's the flowers. They need to be kind of refrigerated.
Wow.
Sometimes we carry also vegetables and fruits out of here. We have flights also from Nairobi to sometimes to Doncaster.
Okay.
And there we carry a lot of goods for Marks and Spencer,
Okay.
like these chickpeas and all these Brussels sprouts and
Okay.
some sort of vegetables. And now you can see, I mentioned this in the setup process, that
Okay.
we are burning 1% more fuel, because now all the packs, which are usually just in a normal flow,
Okay.
but because of the air conditioning in the lower forward and aft, we burn about 1% more fuel.
It's quite a lot, huh? It's quite a lot for this.
It's quite a lot, yeah.
It's amazing.
Especially on these sectors that are like this one, 7 or 8 hours long. It can really matter. And we have to check as well on the flight plan, because here we have no, sorry, it's here in the fuel flow factor is +5, but actually on the flight plan it states +6, which gives us an indication that the flight plan had been calculated with 1% extra.
Okay, I see.
So that's how we can know if
that's how it fits.
yeah, exactly. And then we can see here, now we're estimating to land in Liege at 11:45 with about 14 tons of fuel. This might slightly change en route.
11:45. That's Zulu.
Zulu, yeah.
So
it's gonna be around 2 o'clock local time.
Okay.
It's +2 in Liege. And in case of engine failure at this altitude, because of the weight, this is actually very low. We need to go down to flight level 253 to be able to see if we can restart an engine.
Okay.
And the optimum flight level with one engine out is 253, and the max,
253, same, okay.
So we would descend, and now since we're at even levels, so we would go down to 240. I don't know if you can see it. It comes insufficient fuel because, of course, we don't have enough fuel to stay at such a low altitude. But I like to check it just in case something happens, to have a mental picture of what flight level we need to go down to in case of a failure.
And for how long are we going to stay on 300 now?
At flight level 320, the aircraft is ready at 0537, so in 1 hour.
Okay.
In about 460 miles. The flight plan has a -2 knot tailwind average. So usually when we have tailwind, it's most suitable to follow the flight plan.
Okay.
Because dispatch at home, they have way better computers to compute the winds and everything, and usually it's quite accurate.
Kristin, speaking about accuracy, when we were declaring the number of persons on board being 4 in Nairobi before takeoff, that was not totally accurate, as you already told us during your welcome in the very beginning of the film.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Congratulations
Thank you.
on your pregnancy.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
It's your 6th month or 5th month? Or
Yeah, I'm 5.5 months pregnant.
5.5 months.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's
and
super
just
nice.
the way my rotation pattern hits, this is looks like this is gonna be my last last flight, and I mean I'm good until beginning of November, but my rotation is coming to an end and they don't seem to be needing me for a few more days, then I just go home. So this actually looks like to be my last flight.
Wow, yeah. That's exciting that we have the privilege to join you on that flight.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice. I mean, rotating still worked. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. The fitness check-in on ground. I just passed it. I'm not sure I would pass it in another 2 weeks or so. The YAR regulations give you until 26 weeks, which is 6 months, and then you basically lose your medical.
Oh, okay.
To be operating a plane, I could probably fly, Cessnas or something like that.
Okay.
And I can travel as a passenger. It depends on airlines. Some airlines have a limit of 34 weeks pregnant or 36, but I don't know of any airline that allows you past that unless you have and even with the 34-week pregnant, I remember last time I had to have a doctor's certificate that I was good to fly when I went on vacation.
Oh yeah.
That I would so there wouldn't be any danger during the flights that the baby would come.
Yeah.
During en route. I've read a couple of news stories where kids have been born.
up in the air, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It can happen, yeah. But it's not your first kid, you're saying?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Oh no. Me and my husband, we have about this is gonna be the 5th one that we have together.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Really, respect maximum, yeah. Wow.
So we have a busy household for sure.
I guess so, yeah. Nice.
Yeah. But we have good help as well, so it makes it much easier.
Yeah, I mean, particularly with your absences.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's fantastic with the kids. We have a au pair as well at home. She takes care of the breakfast. Good. All the snacks for the kids. She prepares the school bags, the sport bags. She greets them when they come home from school.
Yeah, that's good.
Gives them something to eat if they're hungry. Helps preparing dinner, and then of course it's a massive help with so many kids. Just the laundry, and especially
man, can you imagine?
Yeah. So it's a massive help. I mean.
Yeah.
She can even cook. I've taught her how to cook a few recipes and stuff.
Super.
Yeah, we really adore her. She's fantastic. We're very lucky.
And where's home for you?
Iceland.
Iceland.
Yeah.
So okay. And Binni, same for you? You're Icelandic? Okay. Well, this is as pure as it can get
exactly.
for Air Atlanta Icelandic,
yeah.
I guess. Yeah, good.
And a funny thing, me and Binni actually joined Air Atlanta together, or on the same date. We met there for the first time, and we've been very good friends ever since.
How long has that been ago?
15 years.
15 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we did the training together on the Airbus 300, 600, the one we started on.
Ah, wow.
In 2007, so...
The performance machine.
Yeah. It's, it's been quite fun and different sceneries we've been able to experience.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's quite a way.
And yeah, exactly.
So the A300, that was cargo as well, right?
Yeah, A300, 600. That's a cargo aircraft.
And there was a night courier flying, or what kind of operation
all
was
day.
that?
I mean, we flew when we started in 2007. We actually managed to do the touch and goes on the aircraft, do the landings on the aircraft itself, not in the simulator in Abu Dhabi. I was going from a Cessna to that one. It was
really?
Yeah. Well, basically, I mean, I flew the Beechcraft Duchess before.
Okay.
But that was a huge step.
The Duchess was commercially already?
No. That was just like for my hour building and for fun and. So
that's a big step.
It was a big step. So the step from the 300 to the 400 wasn't so big, because I mean we basically have the same engines, the Pratt & Whitney and General Electric.
Oh yeah, right. Just a few more, but
Yeah, just 4 of everything instead of 2. I mean the systems are slightly different, but I mean it's Airbus and Boeing. Of course they're not going to be the same, but still it was. You kind of know though when you go for your second type rating.
yeah,
How to study, what to expect. I mean, when we started, or at least for my part, I was completely, I don't know if the saying is correct in English, green behind your ears. You know?
yeah. Well, at least in German it would be the same. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, I had no idea. It was just a lot of information, and it was a lot.
Yeah.
But we did good. We were a good match. We were swapping in between seats, you know, both FOs. So when it was his turn to fly, I was supposed to sit here, and then everything was a bit awkward, and you know, it's not the scenery you are training for, and then vice versa, you know.
Yeah.
But it worked out fine. It was fun.
And from the A300 to the 747, at least you did not have to change from the side stick. It still had the real yoke. Yeah.
Yeah, and we started in, like I said, Abu Dhabi. Then I moved. We were there for a couple of months. Then I started flying. We also had in Abu Dhabi. We were flying for Etihad Crystal Cargo.
Ah, okay.
And then we had also a contract for Air France, flying down to Africa, most of Africa.
Okay.
North and West Africa. So I went there in 2008. We finished the contract in August or September or something, 2008. That was quite fun. I was flying all over Africa with Belgian captains, a lot of them, which was nice, because when we had layovers in Africa, they spoke French.
They spoke French, yeah.
And they were able to take us out of the hotel, and I saw so many places outside the hotel, whereas when I had an Icelandic captain, we are kind of without language, you know. In a French-speaking country, they don't speak so good English, and you didn't dare to go and take a taxi or something. You were just afraid to being robbed or something. So it was fun.
And did you have a favorite or a couple of favorite destinations there in Africa at that time?
I liked Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso. That was very nice.
Okay.
Accra has always been nice. What's it called? My favorite place, I think I only went there though twice. It's Dakar.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. We had the hotel just by the sea, and they had the best fish I've ever had in the hotel. It was fantastic.
Oh,
it was
good.
really, really good.
And this compliment made by an Icelandic, this really means something. I think you already have good fish there.
Yeah, and it's actually funny. I mean, the best Indian food I've had. I mean, I've been to India multiple times, and I've tried Indian all over the world. I like Indian, but the best one was actually in Lagos, Nigeria.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's unexpected.
Yeah, it's unexpected. But then after we finished the Air France project, I came back to Abu Dhabi for a while, and then we just started operating for Mass Cargo Malaysian.
Oh, nice.
And we had a base there in Kuala Lumpur.
Nice. Oh, that's a nice place as well.
That was very nice. The people there are so friendly, so nice. I mean, it's really, I really liked it. That was super nice.
And that was still on the A300 then?
Yeah, all this is A300. Then the Malaysian contract finished, came back to Abu Dhabi, and then Etihad finished as well, and then we moved to Liege to fly for TNT.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But then that became night flying only, basically, or
all
evening.
Right.
But all the others were just any part of the day.
Nice.
Day and night, yeah.
I mean, how nice to live in all these different places, yeah?
Yeah. I did 5.5 years on the Airbus before I moved over to the 74.
Nice.
So So yeah, it was nice. Binni left a little bit earlier than me, but it was great fun. I really enjoyed it, especially, I mean, flying in Asia, Africa, Middle East. Usually you have good weather. You might have some thunderstorms and stuff, but you don't have the ice and the de-icing and all that. And I really got to know winter operation out of Liege. We did that for 2.5 years, so that was quite nice.
Yeah.
Just to get the experience in on that one.
Yeah.
You know?
And then when you switched for the 747, that was already like this kind of operation with Saudia and Magma back then?
No, it was only Saudia when in 2012 I moved over. When the Airbus, I flew the last 2 Airbuses, both of them to south of France for maintenance, storing and scrapping, something like that. They sold them, I think, the 2 aircrafts we had.
Okay.
Echo Lima Kilo and Fox. And yeah, and then I joined for the 747, and then we only flew for Saudia. I mean, that was my first time flying passengers. That was interesting.
Yeah.
That was nice. I mean, I really like cargo. Just because the fact when you do cargo, you stand more up. You go in the back, you make your own meal.
Yeah.
You're not, I mean, you have kind of shorter legs. You have maybe more legs. We do maybe 2 or 3 legs. The duty becomes sometimes longer, but I like the flights we do to Africa, you know, with a 1 5-hour leg and then maybe 2 1-hour legs. I think it's nice.
Yeah.
But in the passengers, it was mostly 10-hour flight from A to B. You go off at your destination, and so usually the cabin crew, they come in with our coffee, they come in with our meals. So you don't stand up a lot. You know? So you, I mean, we have a few aircraft that even have the restroom inside the flight deck.
Passenger aircraft?
Yeah, we have 2
Really?
2X Air France planes that are like that.
Really?
But then all of the rest have them just behind the door.
I didn't know it exists even with the...
It's just different, I mean, when you buy an aircraft brand new from the factory, you can choose.
Configure it.
And we even have some cargo aircrafts, which I think should be forbidden, and we even have a few cargo aircrafts. I think there are 2 of them. They don't even have a coffee machine. It's Asian ones.
That's close to
like
a criminal offense.
Yeah, exactly.
This one here is one of them, isn't it?
I didn't check.
Yeah, I mean, I managed to find out the hot water source, and I found some Nescafe, so I managed. Would you guys like a coffee? I'm pretty well trained in getting a Nescafe ready.
Yeah, that would be awesome actually.
Benny?
Just the black one.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks a lot. You're awesome. I don't know if you're going to be recording this, but we sometimes like to eat.
What is that?
That's samosas.
Samosa?
Yeah, we usually get them from Nairobi. We have both vegetarian ones and meat ones. I don't know which these are. So I'll just go ahead and try. These are the veggie ones. We have some more. Maybe I'll call him just to see.
Oh, I can ask him. I'm going back anyway.
Can you find the meat ones and put them in?
What is that?
This is the veggie one. I didn't even look. I was just so hungry before departure.
But even veggies, pretty good.
Yeah. But when we manage to make them crispy, they're superb.
Flight plan, progress of the flight so far, you are 3 minutes ahead and about 600 kilos up on the fuel.
How many minutes?
3 minutes ahead.
3 minutes, fantastic.
Got your coffee?
Oh, thanks a lot.
If it's not right, just tell me and I'll try again.
I'm sure it's perfect.
Kristin, where were you based then while you were flying for Saudia? Was that Jeddah?
Yeah, we were based in Jeddah. We had also bases in Riyadh and Dammam, and sometimes Medina as well.
Wow, okay.
So yeah.
And how long have you been living there?
So I was never living in Jeddah, just for like the way Air Atlanta works. On most parts, people come on base for 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then you get like 3 weeks vacation.
Okay.
So yeah, I never lived in Jeddah. I mean, some guys did. I did live in Paris and I did live in Abu Dhabi for more than 3 weeks. Malaysia as well, Liege as well, but never Jeddah.
Okay.
It's nice. You just have to kind of respect their beliefs. When I'm not in uniform, I had to wear an abaya.
Yeah.
Which I think actually now they've
It's
changed.
not the case anymore.
Yeah, I haven't been there since that happened.
I haven't been there since 2 weeks.
Ah, okay.
And it's,
yeah.
it's so fast changing. I mean, totally, it's.
Which is fantastic. I
Yeah.
mean, I left Jeddah just around the time when they allowed women to start driving.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, I did maybe 1-in-1 flights, but then of course COVID happened and we've been based pretty much in Europe since.
Yeah. How many female captains are there in Air Atlanta?
We're actually just 2.
2. So I don't know about the other wet lease providers to Saudia. I think there's 1 or 2 more providing cargo. But then you're one of the eventually only 2 female captains in the entire Saudia network, flying with a Saudia flight number.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
Still.
we have a few more FOs and SFOs. There's one girl, Norwegian girl, who is now, she just passed her evaluation for the captain's upgrade.
Oh, good.
So she's just waiting for the training to start. I don't know how many we are in total. I don't know, maybe 10 or something. I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think, Binni?
Something like that.
Yeah. And but it is growing. I mean, we are 3 Icelandic girls, and the rest is all foreigners. When I started on the Airbus, I was the only girl on the Airbus. But Guðrún, the other captain, and Rúna, they started 2 years ahead of me,
Okay.
but they started on the Classic.
Oh.
So I didn't actually meet them until 2012.
Wow,
For the
really?
first time, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because, I mean, the bases were so different. 7-4 was based in Saudia. The Classic was based in Kuala Lumpur.
Oh, that was a
And
cargo.
Guðrún actually came to Kuala just when I left Kuala. So I didn't meet her, which was a shame because we were very good friends today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could have had more of that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it's also going to change a lot in Saudia now. I mean, the way,
I hope, yeah.
the speed they're opening up with. We did some filming, it was like 1 year ago or something, and we had a female ATC voice in Saudi Arabia, and the cockpit crew of Saudia were really like, yeah, partying, liking that a lot. So it's pushing fast now.
Yeah, I remember the first flight I did into Medina. The ATC controller was like,
Saudia flight number and female voice?
Who is this? Are you a female? I'm like, yes, I am.
He asked.
Yeah, he did. And he's like, oh my God, this is the first time I hear a female's voice on the radio.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. It's cute to even ask and just
Yeah, exactly.
innocent in a way, yeah.
And you're flying for Saudia? I was like, well, in a technical sense, yes, but not really, no. I mean, as an ACMI operator, it's we fly, of course, for an Icelandic company.
Yeah.
And then they just rent out the crew and the plane.
What did get you into flying, Kristin? When did that start, and how?
Yeah, that's actually Interesting story. So when I was younger, about 10 years old, I was babysitting for my dad's brother
Okay.
and his wife. She was a stewardess for Icelandair, and they had National Geographic. They had this satellite TV, which we didn't. And while the girls were sleeping, I was watching this documentary about they were putting down fires via airplanes.
Ah, okay.
Going into the water, catching the water, and dropping it over the forest.
Yeah.
And then they started talking to these two lady pilots, and I just, like, my jaw dropped. I was like, what? Can female or women actually be pilots? I mean, and of course Iceland is quite isolated, and at this time, this is in '93, we didn't even have the first female captain in Iceland.
Wow.
That didn't happen until, I think, '96 or something.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, we had one lady pilot, but it wasn't so much in the news.
Yeah. Okay.
So it wasn't actually open to me. And at this time, we had men were doctors, men were pilots, men were truck drivers, men were fishermen. You know, ladies were school teachers and nurses and all that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And so I don't know, it's just struck me, and from that day I said, I want to be a pilot. And my parents always like, yeah, okay, this is gonna grow off her. She's only 10. We'll see what happens. And I kind of just stuck to it. And when I turned 16, my dad, who's the rock in my life, my biggest supporter, he said, okay, Kristin, let's see if this is really something you want to do. I booked you a test flight at the airport, and we're going to go now and see if this is what you want to do. If not, you need to start thinking about something else.
Okay, yeah. Well, good approach.
So I went for the first flight, and here I am.
Good approach.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It was excellent. I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, for
Cool.
sure. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Cool story.
Yeah.
And then, okay, your flight training. How did you do that? Because probably starting with Air Atlanta, that was probably ab initio, I guess, or did they do the flight training?
Are you asking about like initial, like the PPL?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I was just starting college at this time, and so I did the summer before college. I tried flying and I loved it, so I signed up. I was a bit too late to sign up for the first class that was already booked, so I signed up for the following class that was in January 2001.
Okay.
And I did that just with school. I mean, I did school during the morning and daytime, and this was like an evening course.
Wow.
And did all the theory in the Icelandic Flight Academy, the PPL. And in the summer, when I finished, I tried flying. I did all the practical and all that. And then, of course, September 11 happens, and people started, saying, "Are you crazy? What are you doing? I mean, you're never gonna get a job." And but I don't know. It was something in me. I was always thought, okay, they're always gonna need pilots. They're not gonna wipe them out in one go. And at this time, I only had my PPL, so I didn't do my ATPL until 2004.
Okay.
And so I did that in the Icelandic Flight Academy as well. After I graduated, I took 1 year off from school just to play around a little bit, working, saving up money. Went to live in Spain for 3 months just to learn Spanish.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And then I started the school, and that took 1 year, and I was gonna do some training in Iceland, but they only had one IFR equipped plane, the Icelandic Flight Academy.
Okay.
And the other flight school that was at the airport, the airplane Icelandic Flight Academy wasn't equipped to be an actual IFR, only simulated. The other one was, but the queue for getting lessons was crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, fantastic. So, me and my friend who was with me during the theory class, we decided her dad is a captain with Cargolux. So he helped us out, helped us to find a school in the US. And so we went there to Fort Pierce, Florida.
Oh, nice.
To a European flight school, or that kind of gives you a European license. And they teach by the European rules, not just the FAA.
Okay.
And I was there from January 2006 till June 2006. So I did my commercial, and I did the FAA ATPL actually as well. But I had to do an FAA instrument rating because they were not qualified to do the JAR instrument rating.
Okay.
So to change that, I ATC established, checked. So to change that, I went actually to Spain and converted the FAA instrument rating to a JAR instrument rating.
Okay.
And that took me like 5 days or something. It was super quick, just a few hours in the simulator, a few hours in a plane. And the school we actually went to in the States, it had, I don't know, 15 Skyhawks, 13 Beechcraft Dutches. So
okay,
it was easy to be able to do the training there.
Okay.
So every day I could fly, and I even did my hour building on the Dutches, because you have so many FA students that just want the total hours, and they were charging $95 at this time for the Skyhawks. Thanks. And they were charging $160 for the Beechcraft.
Really?
And so I just put up an ad and I said, I'm looking for a safety pilot to fly with me all the time, because that was the regulation of the school. You weren't allowed to fly the twin without two of you together, just like an insurance policy.
Yeah.
And so I offered, I'm willing to pay $100 if the person flying with me accepts flying for $60, but you're a safety pilot the whole time.
Yeah.
And I mean, my phone just didn't stop ringing.
Really?
Yeah. Because what students in the US were looking for was just the cheapest amount of hours.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Sure, yeah.
So, yeah.
Good. Good way to do it.
I mean, I came home in end of summer 2006. I had to do MCC course, which I did with Icelandair. They were teaching that at the time.
MCC, for the viewers, that means
multi-crew cooperation. So it's like, yeah, there was just a requirement, at least at this time, for Icelandair. You had to have like 500 hours, the MCC.
Okay.
But some years before that, I think the airlines just did the MCC themselves. So, and then in 2007, I mean, I applied all year 2006 for jobs everywhere. And I was actually on my way to Thomas Cook for an interview when I received the call from Air Atlanta.
Okay, here we go.
So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And here I am still.
Super nice. How nice to be employed in one of the carriers of your country. That's lovely. And then even, I mean,
Yeah.
747 or A300 in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, this has been surreal. I've been super lucky. I mean, I've been working full-time since 2007, whereas, of course, unfortunately, a lot of my friends and colleagues have lost their jobs now during COVID. At the time, in 2007, I mean, I had friends that applied and got a job with Icelandair, and they flew the summer of 2008. But then, they got a job in 2006 and flew the summer of 2007. And then in 2008, we had the big crash of Iceland, basically going bankrupt.
Oh yeah, there was.
And a lot of them lost their jobs for 5 years, or. So I mean, it was brutal to watch, but I was always thankful just to have a job.
Yeah.
Get a paycheck. I love working for Air Atlanta. They plan your travel. I never have to do anything, you know.
By the way, Air Atlanta, this is not referring to the city in the United States, I guess.
No. The company is actually called Air Atlanta Icelandic. So.
Yep, there we have it.
I don't know if you can see it. So yeah.
And Atlanta, is that the Icelandic word for Atlantic, or what does that? Do you know where it comes from, Atlanta, in the name?
It's an old. I mean, the guys who own it today, they had just purchased it when we joined. It used to be an old Icelandic company, family company that started. I'm not sure with the name. Do you know, Binni?
No, it's very
old.
old.
The story behind it.
Yeah, one story goes like the original owners. They were actually happened to be in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh yeah.
And they were doing some errands around this operation, and the story says that that's where they came up with the name.
Ah, really? So then it is related to the city in the States. Oh, interesting.
I didn't know that. And
But
it's actually.
There are many stories.
Yeah.
And
But this is one story.
And do you have another story for us?
No.
No, not a story one could tell. Okay. How did you get into flying? Just because you didn't get that other job, or was there more to it?
Yeah, well, I was always interested in flying since I was a kid. I don't know, not for any particular reason. It was just something that fascinated me since I was a kid.
Aviation family or not?
No, not at all. No.
Okay.
No. It was just something that was there, and I found it fascinating. You know, watching the jets, you know, in the sky, making the lines and that. And then I was making these aircraft models, radio control airplanes.
The flyby ones.
Yeah, later on, and then still, you know, in the 90s, when I was, you know, getting around to do this, it did not really look good for this industry. But still, I kept at it, and I had my PPL in '95. And then I was wondering, you know, because the odds were not looking that good, and then the regulations were changing from the national license to the JAR.
Oh yeah.
So eventually, when that got around in Iceland in 2000, I decided to go for the ATPL theory and take the whole package, and working various jobs alongside. And then 2004-05, I already had had everything finished. I had my flight instructor license and got a chance with the academy to do some instructing.
Okay.
And then shortly after that, I got an opportunity with a small operator that was located in Westman Islands, small islands.
Which island?
Westman Islands is just a small island just south of the south coast.
Okay.
10 kilometers. It's like a village of 5,000 people.
Oh, okay. I never heard about it. Funny.
Yeah, and there was this small operator that had, you know, piston twin aircraft, 9-seater and 5-seater. And actually there are several pilots with Air Atlanta that have that background from that operator.
Okay.
And some people went to the States to fly twin engine to get the hours, and some people got into this. and that was basically the ticket into this industry here, into Air Atlanta.
That was it. Also, then basically straight from there into into the then also A300.
Yes. And basically, as Kristin said, even if it was twin engine and I had been flying a lot there, it was still a huge step to go into the into the electronic flight instrument system and all that. And of course the 300-600 is a wide body aircraft.
Yeah.
So it was at least for me, it was quite an effort, but it really paid off in the end.
Yeah, obviously. Many pilots that I meet who have flown the A300, they always, speak about the performance that it had. But I guess when you transition further onto the 747, it's it's both great, or
yeah, I mean the 747 is fantastic with all the reliability, all the performance. The A300 is becoming a bit of a child of its own. It's becoming old. Yeah. And it hasn't lasted like this one. It doesn't have, of course, the same capabilities, but as a twin engine, it's very powerful.
Yeah.
Very good aircraft.
And which would be your favorite destination, Binni, if you have any?
Today it is, I think, the States, the United States.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think it's, for me personally, it's always a treat to go to the United States.
Oh nice.
It's something about it. Maybe because I haven't been there a lot in my life. First time I came there was with Air Atlanta.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that is today.
And in the States, any particular place that you enjoy the most?
No, not really. Just wherever.
Really? Not even Greenville?
It is. I think it's all really nice.
Yeah, I've done 3 flights already this rotation.
Really?
Yeah.
Where to?
Greenville, South Carolina. It's the European city in the west.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It has a downtown, it has a main street with all the bars and restaurants and shops, and it's very nice. I really like it.
But it's not very big, isn't it? Because it's not that well known, I guess.
But it's super nice. And when you're there in a hotel, you don't need a car to walk downtown.
Good.
Yeah, it's super nice. They have nice sceneries, good place to walk. Always good weather. I mean, 95% of the time it's good weather there.
Oh, makes me jealous.
Yeah.
So the plant average fuel flow an hour on this plan based on this weight today is 11,648 kilos.
It's quite a lot.
Just to have a figure to play with. The fuel we took, we asked about 104 tons, and we had planned to use 88.2 of those in order to reach Liege and land there with just a little bit less than 14 tons.
Okay. And why would you make the fuel check particularly at this point? Because it comes at a certain distance from departure, or?
Yeah, in our normal procedures, in which more or less everything we do in this area is based on, directs us to check the fuel and the date.
Okay.
Fuel and the time, the progress of the flight every hour. So you can see now the elapsed time is 2 hours. Into the flight.
Yeah.
And that happens to be happening around Elula.
Okay.
Our flight management system has all the calculations in order for us to do this check, and simply by pressing progress we will see when we pass Elula how the data will be updated, and then we will be able to compare that to our electronic flight plan.
Okay.
So we passed Elula. I will start with following the instruction from the communication system to contact Khartoum again on a different frequency, because now we have traveled quite far into Sudan. Actually, we can see
Khartoum Airport here. Khartoum, Saudia 948. Do you read?
948, loud and clear, get.
Passing Lula, flight level 320, Saudia 948.
Saudi 948, radar contact, maintain 320, report Nubab.
Call you passing Nubar, Saudia 948.
So by doing this, we put it in the fix, then this green circle comes up.
Okay.
The same as was over Lula just before. It's a it's a reminder, just like a visual reminder.
Okay.
That over there we need to do something.
Okay.
Interestingly, this aircraft has nose cargo door, which only the production freighters have, and not the converted freighters, and of course not the passenger aircraft. So this aircraft is a nose loader. It means you can open the nose in order to load like long cargo pipes and such like that, stuff like that. Once one of those are open, they will display in amber color.
So basically what I'm doing now is just doing a panel scan to see if there's anything out of the ordinary. I go through the system pages just to see that everything is normal. Temperature now is quite good, especially in the lower. If you agree, we can take the lucifer off. So I'm just gonna set it up before I request the weather. It's 1:15. The weather should be there within the next 5 or 10 minutes. Just gonna request the new descent winds, since the new wind should be in. I'm expecting runway Arnav 22 left. And usually we don't do any arrivals into Liege. It's usually always just radar's vectors, so I'll execute this one. And let's see here. So Liege. Ah, okay. I'll do it again. Arnav 22 left and Liege 2. That will give us the full procedure if I'm not mistaken. Can double check it here. So yeah, Gästlö Olno, which is our clearance, and then over to Liege with the outbound Oplun, Kikli and Libba. Most probably we will not do the full procedure. They will give us radar vectors to Kikli. So I'm just going to change the speeds a little bit. So I'm going to request the latest weather. It is request Liege arrival. So the latest weather Liege, we have expect vectors for RMP approach runway 22 left. Runway condition code 666, transition level 45, vectors for ILS 22 left available. Let's stick with the Arnav if you're okay with that. Wind is 210 at 4, so I'm going to do the 210 at 4. Outside air temperature is 12 degrees and 1021. We are landing with approximately 14 tons. So yeah, we're gonna be roughly 285, 500. Let's just say 286 for the calculation. So we are quite heavy, so by using flaps 30 we have a VREF of 160, so I'm more comfortable with the flaps 25. So we can just check this one later when we get closer. But what did I say? I said 285.5. That's gonna give us speed of 160 plus 5, so yeah. So for the interest of this flight, even though we don't have, as our normal procedure stipulate, when we have top of descent, we usually do the setup and the briefing. But because of this filming and the more extent briefing, if you're okay, I'll do the briefing now. Okay, so I'm planning to land in Liege, runway 22 left, expecting to get radar vectors for an RMP approach. I have chart 12-3, 10th of September 2021.
Sure.
We have a missed approach climb gradient of 3.5%, which I've entered into the OPT. So this is on Arnav's arrival with a final approach course of 223, if you can double check. I'm expecting, I put in the full procedure, but I'm expecting to get radar vectors from Olno to Kikli or something like that. So Lipva is our initial approach fix of max 200 knots at or above 2,500. I reduced the speed down a little bit since we're quite heavy. I put it at 185 since our VREF plus 5 is going to be 165. And we have a mandatory altitude, which is going to be our final approach fix. Our final approach fix is at Lima 22 Lima Fox, where we need to be fully configured with the landing flaps and speed set for this RNAV. There's a standard descent angle of 3 degrees. And in case of missed approach, we climb straight ahead at Lima 22 Lima Tango, turn right, direct to VOR and climbing to 3000, max 215 on the speed. And for the hold, that's Liege, inbound 043, left turn, so that is correct. So for the minima, we do an LNAV minima, which is of 1060 plus 50, which is going to give us 1110. MSA is 3,500. Airport elevation at touchdown is around 600 feet. And transition level is by ATC. We have ATC Golf, what was it here? 4.5, so it's the same. These plates are a minimum temperature of -10. We are well above that, so we can use this plate. Then we can move over to chart 10-9, which is the airport chart. Runway 22 left on the glide gives us landing distance of 2,917 meters. I'm not sure we will make Sierra 2. If we can't make Sierra 2 without the brakes 3, we exit to the right via Charlie 0, or they will make us turn around at the end, which I doubt they will do. Then we just roll to Charlie 0, or we can exit via Charlie 1 and into the north apron and follow the taxi instructions they give us. So for the OPT, Alpha Mike Bravo Liege 22 left, 3.5%, condition dry, 210 at 4, outside air temperature 12, 1021. I put in flaps of 25, manual landing. I put in all the brakes so we can just see for the distance with no credit on the reversers, 3 packs on, anti-ice is going to be off with 12 degrees outside and no weather. And nothing for the non-normal checklist. That's going to give us a VREF for flaps 25, speed of 165. Okay, then I can send that one. Can we do the RNAV checklist, please?
RMP approach review to be completed prior to top of descent. Caution. The following RMP approaches are not authorized. RMP in brackets, RMP AR in brackets, and RNAV SAAAR.
Okay, none of this is our approach.
So I run through pilot flying?
Yes.
Pilot flying. Select and execute RMP approach procedure from the FMS database. One FMC is required for RMP approach.
So we have it here. RNAV 22 left, runway 22 left.
Tech accuracy, tech actual navigation performance 0.3 or better.
Yes, you did that for the briefing, right?
I did that on my side, yes. Tech final approach segment, use FMC legs, page verify, inbound course plus or -3 degrees.
So 226 like I said, and it's final 223, so that's okay?
That's okay. Mileage plus or -1 nautical mile, verify.
So if I just take the whole procedure,
Yeah.
that's gonna be, we can even check the, so the chart states 087 degrees, here it says 090, at 7.2 miles, it's saying 7. over to Gikli, which is at 043 on the chart, 045 with 4 miles. That's correct. Gikli to Lipva, we have 313, 316 and 5 miles. This is saying 4 miles. And then for the final Lipva 223, here saying 226. Lipva to the final approach fix is 3.7 miles, it's showing 3 miles here, and then to the minima is 6, or to the runway, 6 miles and still 226. And for the missed approach, that was already reviewed. So 223 or 226, and then to Liege and hold, and everything was correct there.
Verify angle, plus or minus 0.1 degree.
Angle, glide path is 3.0.
Spot on. Set and take altitude and speed constraints. Use FMC leg page for LNAV minima and consider temperature correction.
Yeah, no need for temperature correction. Temperature is 12.
Yep.
The speed here was showing 200. I reduced it a little bit because it's saying max 200 at or above 2,500, and then the FMS computed itself a speed of 170 and 2,500. So I did not change that.
That's it. For pilot monitoring,
yes.
Verify correct RMP approach selected. Verify the selection of a procedure with the correct multiple approach identifier according to the chart used and clearance expected or received. I have already done that with you. I have checked the accuracy. Actual navigation performance 0.3 or better. We checked in deep. I went through the final approach segment with you, and I saw the altitude and speed constraints with you.
Okay, fantastic.
Then we have a note: if on-approach logic is active, which we should indeed have today, VNAV alt will change to VNAV path automatically as it reaches the glide path. Otherwise, press the altitude selector button once the aircraft meets the VPP path. Note: difference between Captain and F altimeters cannot exceed 100 feet at or before the final approach fix.
Okay, so you will check the altitude at 2,500.
This is the RMP approach review complete.
Let's do then the descent and approach checklist, as you have it.
Descent approach checklist, recall,
checked.
auto brakes,
3.
landing data,
VREF 160, minima set 1110.
set. Altimeters,
Preset 1021 and cross-checked.
approach point,
Complete.
descent approach checklist.
Fantastic.
So just quickly on the RNP approach, they are becoming more and more common these days. This particular RNP approach we are doing today is a non-precision approach.
Okay.
Very similar to a VOR approach, except we will use data from the FMC, that's defined waypoints, to fly the lateral track into the final approach course, and the final approach course and the missed approach is needed. And then we will use the air data computers along with the FMC's vertical performance in order to fly a so-called Baro VNAV path.
Okay.
The 3-degree glide path that otherwise would be flown using the ILS beams, localized ILS beams. So this is apparently something Liege wants to implement more and more during daytime, and the idea originally was to direct the aviation world more into these performance capable approaches in order to reduce the cost of ILS equipment on ground.
Okay.
So this is what we plan to do today.
Okay.
And actually I did one like that when I came to Nairobi the other day. Because
Okay.
in Nairobi this is available as well.
Okay,
And may
interesting.
even be more favorable if you're suspecting some issues with the ILS.
Okay, yeah.
We use it quite a lot in few places in Africa where you don't really trust the accuracy of the ILS.
Okay.
But for your viewers, these RNP approaches, there is a lot of information for those interested on the internet, because these procedures are becoming more and more common.
Interesting.
So
yeah.
if people are interested, I encourage them to go and look for it. There is a lot to know about it.
Okay, thank you. And why are we doing it today? What is the reason for that?
Yeah, we have a note in our briefing package that Liege is implementing these procedures during daytime now.
Ah, okay.
So
And also here you can see in the request ATIS, so the arrival MET report, they are actually saying here expecting vectors for RNP approach runway 22 left, so they even stipulate which preferred, I mean, if you want you can request the ILS, but they actually prefer you to do the RNP.
Interesting.
And this agrees to our briefing that we received from the company.
Okay.
So, but if you two would excuse me for a minute.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
As long as you come back.
What do you mean? Aren't you qualified second officer?
Well, we could give that a try.
By all this flying?
So your controls, your ATC.
Yeah, my controls, my ATC. Thank you, Binni.
Descent level 250, 1000 feet per minute. Okay, that's
Okay. Yeah, you were asking about Liege. I mean,
Yep.
we have aircraft flying for Saudia out of Liege, and then we have a lot of aircrafts as well flying from ACMI network out of Liege, and then we have only a few aircrafts going from Frankfurt to, and that usually goes to the States.
Okay.
We have there's this we also fly to the US for Saudia.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say Liege is our biggest base.
Oh yeah, really, the
time
biggest.
being. Yeah, at
Okay.
the time being, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, since Saudia was definitely our biggest base pre-COVID. I mean, we had 14 aircrafts, 7 of them passengers. So it's, and all the cabin crew and everything, and with COVID, I mean, they had to ground everything, you know.
Yeah.
And it's actually a fun fact that out of these 14 aircraft that we used to have, and how much they were flying, we are flying more. I mean, now we have 9 freighters, and but when they were only 7, we were flying more than all the aircrafts combined pre-COVID.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
So it's been quite busy.
Yeah. What a privilege for the cargo side, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's been fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, you almost feel bad that you say that you have a stable job.
Saudia 948, Roger, turn right, direct Olpun, descend 3,000 feet. QNH 1021, cleared RNP approach, runway 22 left.
Turn right to Olpun and descend 3,000 feet, QNH 1021, Saudia 948 RNP, runway 22 left.
Okay, set Olpun on top.
Olpun select and confirm execute.
Checked. 3,000 is set.
checked.
LNAV available, so LNAV.
LNAV is checked.
We are in VNAV speed.
And QNH.
So QNH 1021. It's good.
QNH 1021 checked. And LNAV is checked. You have 23 miles to go.
Checked. So let's have flaps 1.
Speed check. Flaps 1. Cabin crew, take your seats.
Flaps 5.
Speed check. Flaps 5.
We are not yet in path, 2,500 and above. It's in the box, and we have set 3,000.
Be aware, Lippe is only 4 miles from the final approach fix.
Yeah, checked.
After Lippe you can go down to 2,500 or whenever from
Flaps 10.
Speed check. Flaps 10. You are safe to set 2,500 now.
Checked. 2,500 is set.
Checked. You have 6 miles to the final approach fix.
Checked. And we need less. That's good. Lippe, final approach course 223, confirm.
226 within limits.
Checked. And we can have now gear down flaps 20.
Speed checked. Flaps 20.
2,500.
Saudia 948, established RMP 2 left.
Saudia 948, the wind 230 degrees, 4 knots, maximum 6, runway 22 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 2 to left, Saudia 948.
Okay.
3 miles to the final approach fix, you can set the minima.
The minima
1100.
is 1100 set. We are in path, so we're good. Flaps 25, landing checklist.
Speed checked. Flaps 25 and landing checklist. Cabin.
Secure.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps
25.
Landing test complete. You are clear to land.
Thank you. Clear to land. Lights on.
Legs on my side. Flight plan is in sequence.
Focus 2 on mine. Okay, great. So runways in sight. And if you just go over the distance and altitude just to see that we are
passing the final approach fix Lima 22 Lima Fox 2500, you're on profile.
okay, fantastic, thank you. And he said the wind was
The wind check, Saudia accurate.
220 degrees, 4 knots, maximum 6.
okay, headwind. Alright, fantastic, you're happy I go hand flying?
I am happy, and you are more than 300 below the missed approach, so we can set 3000.
Yes, set 3000 for me please. Manual thrust, manual flight.
3000 set.
Oh.
1000 stable.
Continue, and what's the mileage? Are we still on profile?
Well, it's not given, but you are on profile.
Okay.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
500 minutes.
Landing reject.
One 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Still a bit fast for Charlie 1, so we'll just take Charlie 0 if you're okay.
80 knots.
Checked.
60.
Checked. Manual brakes.
Auto brake disarmed.
Saudia 948, next right on Charlie 0, cross runway 22 right, November 1, Delta 1, stand 122.
Clear it. We'll make a right on Charlie 0, cross runway 22 right, November 1, Delta 1, stand 122, Saudia 948.
Correct, have a good afternoon.
Thank you, sir. Likewise.
So
So that is
confirm.
basically straight here
Straight
to
ahead.
pick up Charlie.
Runway is clear.
Is clear.
Coming in here. Landing at 48, so we're waiting for time 53. So you said straight ahead, what was next?
And
Number
it
1.
is November 1
So
and
to the
Delta
right.
1. So yeah, to the right here.
Okay,
November 1. Identified clear right.
fantastic. So number 1, then Delta 1.
Delta 1 will be the one parallel. And then we will look up stand 122.
So
Which should
114,
be-
116, so it's somewhere over there. next
Should
to
be on
the-
to this side.
Yeah, checked. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Yeah.
Other side of Saudia.
So that would be 122 here.
Oh yeah, before. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I miscalculated then.
Do you start?
Yes, thank you.
Clear it.
Okay, this is a docking system. And its ramp is all clear on the left, everything outside the red line. Still everything clear.
Clear it. Clear it.
This is super sensitive. Okay, stop. Shutdown procedure. And sorry, 5-3, so we're good on time. Okay.
Ready to set.
Thank you. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Park brake released. Confirmed chocks are holding.
A-firm.
And ground power, is it coming?
It is coming soon.
Okay, thanks. Okay, fantastic. We can do the shutdown checklist
Shutdown checklist.
on intercom.
Hydraulic panel.
So hydraulic panel is set.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Flaps.
Up.
Parking brake.
Released.
Fuel control switches.
Cut off.
Weather radar.
Test.
Transponder.
Standby.
Mobile devices.
Coming on.
On. Summer and landing data.
Set.
IRS.
Off.
Shutdown text complete.
Fantastic.
Thanks a million. For me, this was a very, very remarkable flight because we had a kind of a little lead time preparing, which really is a huge challenge. Then doing this out of turnaround is always a challenge as well.
Yeah.
You cannot really build up, you know, the situation. For you, with your pregnancy,
yeah,
the
thanks.
last flight,
Exactly.
you know, this is something
Yeah.
very, very special. So thanks a million, and it was
And
great
it's
fun.
documented. I think that's great. I mean,
Yes.
And what better to do it with my favorite friend in the
Yeah,
company?
perfect, perfect. I mean, unfortunately, at the time when I've edited the film, probably the kid is already driving a car or something. But I'm trying, you know, I'm trying to speed it up.
Yeah.
And thanks a million, guys. Please, thumbs up as many as you can. Nice comments for those two, and thanks a million also to Saudia Airlines, and moreover to Air Atlanta Icelandic, Ollie and the entire team for making this possible. There was so much logistics behind that, so much positive support in a complex structure of more companies, and we really, really, really have to appreciate that. Big, big thumbs up. Thank you very much.
Alright. Thank you,
too.
guys.
Thank you.
And,
All the best for you.
yeah, thank you. Fantastic.
AIRCLIPS.com